Ever wondered how slow you can go in Terraria? Typically, the player wishes to go as fast as possible, but let's go full reverse and see how slow we can go instead. Essentially, what we want to do is reduce our horizontal mobility as much as possible. But how do we do that? The thing that first came to your mind is likely the Vortex Armor's stealth mode, which reduces your walking speed to a third of what it normally is. Your typical walking speed is 15 miles an hour, but with stealth mode enables it falls to just 5 miles an hour. Of course, this comes with damage buffs, but we only care about the speed change for this video. You can also ready our shield using an item like the Sergeant United shield or Brand of the Inferno, allowing us to slow down even more to just 4 miles an hour. Then we have what is called medium slowdowns. Basically, honey. Both honey blocks and honey liquids slow down the Terrarian massively, and when combined it is devastating. When waiting in a double honey pond, the 15 mile an hour Terrarian slows down to a piddly 1 mile per hour. That's well over a 90% decrease in movement speed. If we then trigger our stealth and shield in the honey liquid, we go even slower. So slow that our speedometer ceases to be useful, as our speed will now only read 0 miles an hour. We are so slow that we can see the individual pixel snaps as our player goes along, with a few pixel snaps occurring per second. But as you may notice, we are still going forward, meaning there's still a lot more work to be done. Then we have stage 3, which involves everyone's favorite, debuffs. The 3 you're probably most familiar with are weak, chilled, and slow, each multiplicatively decreasing movement speed significantly. Just using these 3 debuffs, our speed slows down so much that it now takes more than a second just to move a single pixel on a block. If you're really brave, you can also add the ooze debuff to the 3 already present. This debuff is only applied by the Ogre Spitball attack though, so it is probably both difficult and deadly to obtain legit. But it is the most powerful movement speed debuff in the game, reducing your speed to a third of what it was originally. Stacking this with the others, it now takes many seconds to move a single pixel. Now if we add cobwebs to this whole snafu, this setup becomes essentially complete. With these debuffs, this setup, and these items, this is the lowest movement speed you can obtain in a typical playthrough of vanilla Terraria. Of course, it would be insanely difficult to set up with the Ogre and all, but it is technically doable. In this setup, it takes us over 40 seconds to travel a single foot or half block, so this 9 block course of honey would take us well over 12 minutes to wade through. Now, that might seem like it's the slowest we can go, but that's just the most you can get in a typical playthrough of Terraria. It's not the theoretical limit, you see. There are actually 2 more debuffs that reduce our movement speed even more, those being the Burning and Dazed debuffs, with both inflicting insanely strong movement debuffs. However, it is impossible to obtain them in our current optimized setup. Burning can only be obtained by touching Hellstone, Hellstone Bricks, or Meteorite, and as such we can't touch them at the same time as honey blocks, which provide a greater buff. Dazed, meanwhile, is just completely unobtainable in the game, since it is likely a scrapped version of the ooze debuff I mentioned earlier. Using cheats like inventory editors or cheat mods, we can have all of these active simultaneously though. This might not reflect what can be done in legit Terraria, but is still possible in vanilla if we bend the rules just a little bit. And, well, it's even slower. It takes 90 seconds to move a foot or half block, so almost half an hour to move the entire 9 block course we have here. Absolutely wild. Imagine only being able to traverse the world at just 20 blocks per hour. I mean, at that point, we basically aren't even moving. Hello, if you're part of the 75% of my audience who is not subscribed, consider subscribing, as you're just 1,000 subscribers from the big 100k. Similar content is on the left and right. Either way though, thank you for watching, and good day, and goodbye.